Hi, my name is Sasatsu5 and this is a review over the Cold Steel laredo Bowie. And I'd like to get started with the specs. This knife weighs about 16.3 ounces. The blade is 10.5 inches long, and the thickness is 5/16 inches thick, right there. And the overall length of the knife is 16 inches long, and the sheath is of course leather, and the handle is a flux cocobolo, or faux cocobolo, which pretty much means it's a synthetic cocobolo, but it looks really nice. This is a great hunting and camping knife. For some people it may be too big. It's made out of SK5 steel, and these Bowie knives, they're good for everything. That's why they're so popular. They're good for hunting, fishing, camping, and fighting. And missing a Bowie knife from my collection, went ahead and got the laredo Bowie. After shopping around, I found it was the best Bowie for me, without getting into the custom category, and it served me well. I've been camping with this knife one time, and when I started batoning with it, I had no problems with it. But my camping buddy asked me what I was doing. I told him, well, I was processing wood for the file, and he said there was no need for that. And he just got a bunch of logs, threw it in a pile, and doused it with ladle fluid and lit it on fire, and there we had fire. So I didn't really get to test it out as much as I'd like to. But from the testing I did get, it worked very well. It's full flat grind, so it makes it a great chopper, great hackle, and a great slicer. Of course, it's real heavy too, so that helps with the chopping. Has a needle sharp point, and it has a functioning guard made out of brass, I believe. And let's see what else. This knife is made in Taiwan, which I have no problem with, because the fit and finish out of the box was awesome. Cold Steel advertises on the DVDs that it comes with a fully sharpened back cut or clip. This being the back cut or clip, you can see it's not really that sharp. And I did do a bottle cut test with the clip, and I'll show that to you at the end of this video. Let's take a look at the sheath. The sheath is nice thick leather. Is real sturdy and stiff, stitched together, and it's also riveted. When you first get this knife, you're going to put it in the sheath, and you're going to notice it's going to stick out about that much. But after getting it and breaking it in, it'll go all the way in, and it does tend to scuff up the polish on the blade, which you can catch on the light. Now this Bowie knife, now keep in mind I'm not a Bowie expert. I am studying on this subject. Those people who know a whole lot more about Bowies than I do, but according to my research, this kind of reminisces the Sheffield Bowie, made in Sheffield, England, made popular in the 1850s, and it being fairly long with a less pronounced clip. And just a couple other little factoids. When skinning with this knife, like if you're skinning a deer or any other medium to large game animal, most of the time you're going to want to grab it towards the tip and then skin with it like that, so you have more control over the tip. Something else, another feature I like is the thickness of the spine. This is good for cracking nuts, cracking bone if you have to, and it's also good for if you need to drive in a tent stake or a nail. The Bowie knife is also, back in the 1800s, was held like this when knife fighting, they'll use the clip as their primary cutting edge. It kind of has a hawk blade shape, and it's really good with that clipped into ripping into stuff. And I imagine those clips were a lot sharper back then too. But the reasoning behind this was to protect the primary utility edge. Back in the 1800s, when you commissioned a knife by a custom knife maker, or even when you bought a knife, like a chef order, a Bowie knife, that was a good chunk of money for, it was a pretty expensive piece of equipment, and it was an investment. So you wanted to protect that utility cutting edge. And the way you did that was in a fight, you held it like this, you would parry and block with the spine, cut with the back cut, and then when you cut with this clip, and then when you back cut, you'll back cut with the primary utility edge, which was razor sharp. And but nowadays, when people fight with Bowie knives, carry them concealed, or just carry them, fight with them, whatever. Hopefully, there's not too many Bowie knife or knife fighting going on. People now hold them like this because sharpening technology is better, and it's a little bit easier to repair knives now. That's a little bit of history on the Bowie knife. Kind of ironically, since Jim Bowie died in Texas, it's illegal to carry a Bowie knife in Texas, which I think is a big disappointment. I think, well, you know how I am on knives. I think you should carry just about any kind of knife on you without within reason. The blade length being 5.5 inches, you can't really carry a Bowie knife. But you can carry them when hunting, camping, or fishing, or while traveling. So I don't know the laws in your states, but that's the law in Texas and for Bowie knives. They don't really define Bowie knives in Texas, so I'm assuming they're going by length. And I'm a Satsu 5, and I'll have that back cut test in right about now.
Hello, my name's Satsu 5, and this is going to be a back cut test with the clip on the cold steel laredo Bowie. Let's see what happens. As you can see, nothing. Let's try that again. Maybe use more of the tip. You can see that was, let's see if I can get in the camera. As you can see, there was an actual somewhat legitimate cut using the tip of the laredo Bowie. You can judge that yourself. I'm thinking I more or less just ripped it, not really cut it. You can see the edge is jagged. It could be blunt force trauma. I don't know. You can decide. I'm a Satsu 5, and that was my back cut test for the cold steel laredo Bowie. I'm out.